Good morning, my little geese, and welcome back to my 30-day challenge. Today we are on day 14 of our 30-day challenge, as I was mentioning it, where I have 30 days to recreate my forever island Felminora with my current skills and without online services. This is a challenge that was created by Froggy Crossing, and so we're thriving in it, or at least I'm trying. Our map is starting to look alike. We now have sunflowers that are starting to grow. Sadly, not the purple. Not the purple hyacinth. I mean, my island did everything in their power to just breed two, and then that's it. So, but we're getting there. We're getting there. And I am excited about the builds I started. Yesterday I ran short of money, and so I decided to play a bit off screen to just like do my best to fish and grab as much as money as possible so I could buy some saplings and start growing my tree, because as a reminder, we're working on a Forestcore island, and just for the progress of my island, we have some areas that are done, some areas that are halfway done, and some areas that are not done at all. But the entrance is completed. We have also this little transition area that is completed. I am not mad with the resident service. The flower can spread. It's okay for me. So it's gonna fill it up a bit, but I like how it looks like. The playground is halfway completed because we're missing some bushes and some flowers, and I think today's mission is to find the bushes we need. Then I think I also want to move this museum away so we can add another home over there and work on this area. And then if we go this way, this is halfway completed because it's missing items, but otherwise it is almost there, almost. We have Melba's home, who is missing some few items as well, but almost ready as well. So I'm very excited. And then Lost in the Wood, exactly as I wanted. We started on Nook's Cranny, which is nowhere to ready to be ready, whatever. So I have placed a bunch of items, but of course I was not able to afford trees. What the heck is this world? So I kind of stopped it there. And so I have multiple goals for today's session, but I think we might focus on only one session, moving this museum and completing this area to the finish. But before we get too far ahead in this video and this build, we are gonna work first on our dailies. I can see some stuff that I love, like this table. And maybe this mama bear. So I think I'm gonna go ahead, move the museum. And yeah, I have to time travel then. So yeah, I'll probably go ahead and do this. Unless I go first on a cabin tour. So I can maybe try to find some of the bushes I'm looking for. So let's go and do right this. Ooh, this island is perfect, not for the bushes, but we have tons of resources to grab. So let's go ahead and let's rip this island. Okay, second day, the museum has moved. We have some dailies to do again. That's great, let's do them. so cute. I love my villagers. I love this island. Period. Excuse me, mister. You're not moving. So let's not speak to Bo today, because he wants to move out, and I kind of want Walker to move out, or Iggly. I think those are the two. I will not say no to Iggly, Walker, or even Stitches, but just because I have too many lazies. By the way, that's a tip I found not so long ago, and I'm so glad I found it. But whenever you're trying for villagers to move in and out, and you know they have a thought bubble, but you don't know if it's a moving thought or not, just go inside a building, do some stuff, and if the thought bubble is still there when you come back from the building, then they want to move out. Phew. I think we're done with our dailies, and before you come at me, I realized I forgot to chop or collect the rocks. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? The woods for a while, but the thing is my inventory is so full and I do have already so much wood, so it's not that it's not a dailies anymore, but I do need somewhere to place all that woods or to use it. So for now it's on hold. So that was the idea behind this. And then what I might do before we continue furthermore and we start building, I'm gonna go ahead and order a bunch of items. First, let's always look in the bin, but there is nothing super important right now. And let's check our Nook, like the Nook mods we could redeem. I'm kind of collecting them because since they want to move out right now, I'm waiting for the perfect opportunity to kick someone and go on a hunt, so I don't want to, you know, spend those nookies, but just I'm looking at the fences because I am waiting for a particular fence to show up and finally be able to craft and use some fencing all around. So let's go to the Nooks shopping. Is there anything special? Like we already got the rodeo springs. I think the garden faucet is something I surely could use. And then for the rest, I want to get some flowers and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and order whatever I need. And I'll be back. This is always so sad that your limit is limited. Your limit is limited. Yes, right. To 5 items a day, because I do need more than that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and already grab in my pocket the little plot. But whose home is this gonna be then? Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna place, I don't know. And I was hesitant. Either Deirdre or Chèvre, or maybe Eric. No, Eric for sure. I know what his place is gonna be. But I think Deirdre is a good fit, because plus her home is super far, and I'm always so lazy to go away all that way to talk to her. So let's get Deirdre a bit closer. And so I started my build by tracing Deirdre's home. I'm always doing that because it's easier to move and adjust, and this way I knew where I would start and place the home compared to the surroundings. And then I went ahead and worked a tiny bit on my cliff because that's totally a shabbily move. I'm too lazy to finish a build, or not too lazy, but just like a build took me too long and I don't know how to continue afterwards, and so I just end the cliff in like harsh border. I usually do that. I don't know if there is any people on the world that is able to continue a cliff without knowing what is behind, but on my side it is not working. So harsh cliffs. So it was about time we finished this little cliff. Just nothing too fancy, just a tiny little cliff with a tiny little pond in front of it. Can we even call this a pond? I swear it's gonna be so small. I could call it a puddle in my opinion. Not sure if it's like Englishly correct, but I could call it a puddle because it's a very, very tiny water water source, but I just wanted to have a tiny bit of water on this side. And then I'm working on the path, and so to keep things natural and not have yet again another path that is coming from that general path, if you understand what I mean, of course. But yeah, it's already so charged into path going in all directions. I didn't want to have a fourth one, so I thought, oh, it could be so natural if the path jumped. Like maybe there is less people walking on the same area for this path, or I don't know. And I felt like it was a bit cuter if the path jumped instead of having kind of a long spider web of path. If that makes any kind of sense. So that is why I did this, and honestly I'm very satisfied. I think it is looking very cute and very gorgeous. And then of course the path is leading up to Deirdre's home that I'm gonna be placing in a second. Now I knew, like with the tracing and the path placed, I was like, yeah, I know where it's gonna be. Plus it's a very natural build, so here the home first and then the rest around. It's how it matters. So I'm doing a little picnic blanket, but in fact it's more like of a reading spot. I really wanted to have a reader area on this little beach, like a very cozy thingy. So we placed a little bookshelf, a little book on the picnic blanket, and then I will also add a bit more reading elements. I also added a picnic basket because I don't know for you, but for me, whenever I'm reading, I do love to have a little bit of snacks here and there, but I kept the tones very gray and non-saturated so that we could have like this feeling of abandoned and it's not like too lively. So that was my main idea. Then of course I'm placing some trees and bushes, and then weeds and glowing moss also will come at one point, but basically bushes and trees. And then I started decorating. I really didn't know what to place as item, but I think wheat fields was a must for this build, so I started using them. And I decided to have a little tiny tree log, or is that how you call it? Because I thought it was adorable. And then of course adding some green leaf piles because it feels this is the abandoned forest essence in my opinion. And then I did a little plank path, I don't know, for the cuteness of it, and I decided that the plank for the abandoned feeling had to be a bit cut it by some weeds element and some natural elements. So that is why I'm sometimes placing a natural element here and there and just like making progress like this. So that's basically it. I will leave you it to there and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, besties, so of course, like usual, I still need flowers to grow and I ran out of bushes and I cannot find them. But this is the lovely ending feeling of this build. I am in love. I think it's very foresty. Oh yeah, I had a book that I wanted to drop here and there. Like, I really want to have items that are dropped here and there so it looks like, you know, people left in a rush maybe and just like they lost their books, and maybe I can put another one somewhere. I'm trying to find the best place so it doesn't look too repetitive, but yeah, so that people have lost their items while they were going away. I kind of want to get some socks as well, a bit more, so I can, like, you know, have a lot of items on the ground that are dropped. So I think I'm gonna end it here because that was already a long build. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Have a good day.